What on God's green earth happened last night? How in the world did Rick Santorum get the hat-rick?
Oh, yeah, hat-rick.
Get it? Get 3 victories? Hat-trick, hat-trick. All right, so let's show you the numbers first of all. In Missouri, you see that he had 55.2%, crushed Romney at 25%. Gingrich was not involved in Missouri. He was left off the ballot because of his own incompetence. In Minnesota, Santorum, you see him at the bottom there, has the winning number again, 44.8. Here, the relevant stat is that Romney last time around had won Minnesota, even though he had lost the overall campaign, and this time he could only get 17%. Disaster.
Third place.
Third place behind Ron Paul. In Colorado, last time Mitt Romney in 2008 had gotten 60% of the vote. This time, only 35% of the vote and second place. Santorum for the clean sweep. All right, first question to you, Michael, is what on God's green earth is going on? Not only could I not have predicted this, I literally predicted the exact opposite.
To all the non-believers. How did that? To all the non-believers.
That's part of it.
Yeah, I mean, I think we predicted, or I think you did too, or you agree. But Minnesota was going to go to Santorum. The way the polling has been, the way he's concentrated on that state, the way he left Florida, and that's where he went for a lot of the time. It seemed like that was going to go in his direction.
I need to correct the record. You predicted that.
Oh.
I predicted no such thing.
Okay.
I've been nothing but a gross failure on Rick Santorum. Okay.
Right, well,
when he does that speech to all the non-believers, instead of saying especially you, Tom Jackson, he's going to say especially you, Cenk Uygur. I predicted that last night he would drop out of the race. Has there been a worse political prediction?
That's true. You did predict that this that today or yesterday he would, and that is, I forgot that. Yes, there's never been a worse prediction. But you were not alone in predicting that, and your long-term view is still intact. I think. I mean,
right.
There will be the day where he drops out of the race, not the day that he takes the nomination.
So, okay, then answer this: if you think, as I do, that eventually he's got to put his sweater vest away.
Yeah.
Why all of a sudden this huge surge where he wins 3 states?
Well, here's the thing. I don't think the sentiment is all of a sudden. I think that, for a while people have been talking about what's the anti-Romney. People are coming out to vote against Mitt Romney just as much as they're coming out to vote for Rick Santorum or for Newt Gingrich. And I think Ron Paul's a little different because people really vote for him in what they believe in him.
So is this another microcosm of Iowa where, or actually it's a larger version of Iowa in a sense, where people were like, well, I wanted to go for Gingrich, but it turns out that guy's got a lot of problems, right? But I don't want to go for Romney. I got to go for Santorum. But then if they were going to do that, why didn't they do it in South Carolina?
Yeah,
why didn't they do it in Florida?
I don't see this as I guess, a macrocosm of Iowa.
Right.
I don't see it as that at all. I see it basically saying that Romney has presumed that he was going to be the nominee. The sort of media elites, as they like to refer to them, have presumed him to be the nominee. In fact, there are people that don't like Mitt Romney, and they want to make their stand, and they also want to talk about cultural issues. And when cultural issues come up, Rick Santorum is going to take that mantle more than Mitt Romney will. And also, Newt Gingrich is essentially on vacation now. I mean, he's taking a vacation from this primary. He's not campaigning.
He's in the Greek Isles again?
Yeah.
Is he going to Tiffany's again?
He went to Tiffany's, and then he went to the Greek Isles. No, but in a manner of speaking, he is. So people are not factoring him in, which I think is important in when you look at last night's results.
Look, all this partly explains it. The other part is still a mystery to me. Why in this, in South Carolina, obviously people are for Gingrich, but in Florida, they're obviously for Romney, and in the Midwest, they're obviously for Santorum.
There are a lot of factors there, Cenk, and it's nothing is obvious. The people who are for Romney, there's nothing obvious about that. What is obvious is that you have fewer people showing up, you have a more disgruntled electorate when it comes to their choices, and this is the manifestation of that. They can't make their minds up because they don't like what they have to choose from.
Yeah, I think that's probably the better answer. And once again, Rick Santorum, luckiest man alive, because they did not have enough time to run all those negative ads that Romney ran against Newt Gingrich and all of his other opponents. These primaries just came up in a week. There was, in caucuses, there was 3 of them, right?
But forget about the time. They also didn't take him seriously. So that's part of it. Why waste money on Rick Santorum?
And so one of the things I'll leave you with is this fact that in all 3 states, Rick Santorum had an approval rating above 70%. All that means is they didn't run any negative ads against him. So he's like, oh, look at this. I'm last man standing again. So that's part of the reason that he won here. But believe me, RoboCorp is turning its head to Santorum and will look to eliminate him in the future.